What is up, Coalcracker Nation? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Or you haven't seen me. You get my point. So I haven't done a video in like a week. It seems more like a year. And the reason for that is I've just been super busy with other stuff. We've been at the shop. I've been cranking stuff out, trying to get orders out, trying to get products done, trying to get stuff back in stock. Yes, I apologize that we're low on stock. We're trying our hardest to catch up on all that stuff. So we had that going on. And then we undertook a huge project at the school property, which I'm going to talk about and show you here in a little bit, but it's so awesome. It's going to add so much. I'm so excited about it, but it's a lot of work. So between that and working at the shop, like that has been my time. And then we, of course, you know, there's nothing else you can do. So I spend most of my time doing that stuff, or hit the gym, or get a good run in or something. So I wanted to share with everybody what we've been up to outside of the normal everyday thing and why I haven't posted a video. And like that, we're here. So we started to build a cabin. Now, before I tell you all the specifics about the cabin and why we ended up building something like this, I think we got to jump back a little bit and talk about like what goes on here, and you'll get it in a second. If you've been here at the Appalachian Bushman School for any classes, any of our like events, aka parties, you've probably seen the wall tent, been in the wall tent, maybe even stayed in the wall tent. And what we did when we first got this property is we set up different camps. We had a primitive camp, we have the yurt camp, which we consider more a trapper style camp. And then we wanted something that was more 18th century. So we decided we wanted a wall tent. Great in theory, but the wall tent totally left me down. From the day we got it, it was a little bit of a headache. Now, the reason that I'm saying this is because when we decided we wanted to get a wall tent, we wanted something big enough to hold at least 6 people, and we wanted it to be just comfortable pretty much year round. So we did spend a ton of money on a big wall tent, of course canvas. It's treated, fire resistant, and mold, rot, mildew resistant, all that stuff. So we went all out with it. And then we really just didn't want to throw it underground because we knew we were going to be using it year round. We wanted to try to keep ourselves as comfortable as possible. So what we did was we built a lifted platform, or like a big deck. So as you can see here, this is the deck itself, which now the cabin is sitting on top of. The deck came out really, really nice, and the wall tent was on top of it. And now back to the wall tent. So we got that wall tent, we put it up on the platform, and it was like a love-hate relationship from day one. When we first set it up, it just never worked. Like, it just never did what we needed it to do. Now, of course, it was a shelter. And I always tell students at classes, and even on this channel, some shelter is better than no shelter, but when you spend a bunch of money and you want it a specific way, and listen, I was not at all assuming it's gonna be like a permanent house type structure. I get it, it's a canvas tent, but I had higher expectations for it. It never shed rain really well. It held snow loads really bad. We tried all different configurations. We had broken the top beam that we had to set up for the tent itself 2 times. The sidewalls would constantly just fall inward when it would rain or snow. And I get that that is going to happen because of the way it just structured itself. But we even put in a semi-permanent like frame on the inside. It still didn't work too good. And then the worst part of it all is the rot and mildew resistant material just didn't last. Like, it just didn't last. Now, I have realistic expectations. I understand that it's just treated canvas and over time it is going to deteriorate, but not at the rate it did. It just, the sides were starting to rip out. The bottom absolutely tore out. This itself is one of the last remaining tie-outs on this thing. It looks like a wild animal chewed it apart, and it wasn't an animal. It literally just rotted away like this. Just not good. So I've been back and forth in my mind what I wanted to do because I didn't want to waste this entire platform, but that wall tent was just, It was getting to the point at the end that, yes, it was a shelter over your head, but the sides are ripped out so air would blow in terrible. The seams where the roof came down were rotted away, that if it rained, the water sort of just poured in. So it was, I mean, you might as well build a debris shelter at that point and live in the thing. So we had to scrap it all together. But again, like I said, I didn't want to waste this deck. So we said, let's put a cabin on there. Now we're gonna do it trapper, hunter style camp. So it's gonna be really nice. I'm super excited about it. But this is what I've been spending my time on. When I get on something, there's no like, I'm just gonna tinker with it. It is just balls to the wall, I'm getting it done. So I'm like full bore with this. Thanks to Mike Gasper, who most of you have seen in my videos, my brother-in-law Conrad Kaler, my wife has been out here, my kid's been out here pretending he's Indiana Jones jumping off the deck. It's been a great time. 3 days, this is as far as we got, and then we got just torrential rains, so we had to like put everything on hold for a little bit. But I'm out here today, gonna get some videos done because I literally miss everybody. And then I'm gonna work some more on this beast. Once we get it secured up, then I feel like I'm gonna take my time and do the inside and everything else, but knowing me, that'll be rip shit and bust and we'll get this shit done. So that's the cabin itself. Huge doorway. You see we still have something to fill in with some board and stuff. We're gonna have a nice window out front, and then it is on the deck. Now that door is huge, but here I'm gonna tell you one thing that we have learned from the yurt, from the wall tent, and any other structure we always build. When you have big heavy backpacks and clothing and trapping supplies, and you have winter snowshoes and all this stuff, and you're hauling it in and out of a structure, a tight door is a nightmare. Plus, I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'2". Some people say 6'4". I never measure myself. 6'3". We'll say 6'3". I'm like, that door is gonna be tall enough that I don't have to duck going in. So we made sure it was tall enough, nice and wide, so when we have big backpacks on or bedrolls, right inside the door. So I'm gonna be building a front door for this thing, and it's gonna be pretty awesome. So I wanted to share this with everybody because this is one of the things that I've been up to. I know somebody's gonna ask, well, did you do a video on it? I did not do a video, and the reason for that is, like I said earlier in this video, this is super new to me, the construction thing. So I wasn't gonna be able to do a tutorial because I don't know enough to be able to do that. I'd definitely give bad carpentry information. The second thing is there was some stress on doing this with me because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing for the most part. So we figured it out, everything worked out really well, but there was way more planning than there was building. So it was like, okay, we're gonna do this, and then it was literally an hour and a half of just figuring things out. So it wouldn't have been a good video when you don't know what you're doing. So unfortunately no video, but you will see this in future videos once we get it all done up. I have all these wild ideas for the outside, so it should be pretty fun overall. So listen, I hope everybody is staying safe and staying healthy and following all the rules during these wild times we're in. Hopefully we start to get back to normal. But if you feel off and you feel like, oh, everybody feels like that. It's not just you. So we're gonna all get through this together, hopefully. I think we will. But I wanted to share what I've been up to, so I hope you enjoyed this video. And again, thank you everybody for the support. Thank you everybody who has been purchasing items on our website. That has meant so much to us during this time because I hear about so many small businesses that are starting to struggle right away. And you guys have been great with everything. So thank you so much. We'll keep you updated on the cabin, and we'll get videos out really soon. So this was Dan Wowak with Coalcracker Bushcraft. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, check us out at coalcrackerbushcraft.com. And until next video, stay in the woods.